Mondius,
Hello,
Decimus,
hello. Yes,
Meridius.
sir.
Look, man, I'm very excited. Okay, I'm very very
Okay.
excited. There is a lot of things to discuss today:
It
news,
is.
reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids. Guys, like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the Current Era Pod.
And share if you're feeling frisky.
There it is. Share if you're
All right.
feeling frisky. Let's get into it, Mondy.
This will be a review heavy pod today. We have reviews for things, shows, and movies that have come out, as well as we will do our reviews at the end of the pod of our random recommendations.
Yep.
So that's a new segment that we've started in which I recommend Julian 2 movies he's never seen. Likewise with me. And so we'll split it up the reviews that way. So let's get into our new reviews for things that have just come out.
Okay.
The first review is for Severance Season 2, now streaming on Apple TV. Please give me your thoughts. This is a big show.
It is a big show, man. It's a very big show. It's actually crazy how much this show has like exploded in popularity since like its season 2 debut. Even like I feel like even since like it debuted a few weeks ago, I'm not sure that it's gotten this much promo, this much press, this much coverage. I mean, from like a a premiere to a finale in one season, which is kind of crazy.
It's strictly, what's crazy too is that it strictly got big off of word of mouth because apparently no one watched season 1 in real time. Like everybody just heard about it and was like, okay, they just binged it, and so that's why even myself too.
Yeah, like I literally did not watch season 1 in real time. Like I barely knew that it was on. I vaguely remember you giving your review about it, like a few weeks later when it dropped. But I gave my review on season 1 a month or two ago, or whatever it was, and I was able to watch season 2 in real time. But to me, it's just crazy to see like all the promo where I'm watching like a random Knicks game and I see like all 4 of them just courtside from Severance, and it's like, damn, like these niggas everywhere. Shout out to Ben Stiller, by the way. But anyway, Severance season 2. Look, so I feel like I kind of have to go back to season 1 to kind of give you guys a taste of what my season 2 review is going to be like. And anytime I have to do that, that's kind of unfortunate, but that's just where the cookie fucking crumbles. So look, for anyone that does not know what this show is, and the fact that I'm still having like a kind of tough time explaining it kind of says a lot about the show, in my opinion. But essentially, I mean, like bare minimum, what you need to know about this show, if you're looking to get into it, is that you essentially live 2 separate lives. You have one life when it's just you, yourself, when you're outside of work, and then you have a completely separate life when you're inside of work, and they do not interact at all. That's, I mean, bare minimum, that's what I can give you about the show. And after finishing season 1, I thought the finale for season 1 was incredible, and I was very excited for where they could go in season 2. I had my own ideas. I was like, wow, like I can't wait for this to happen. I can't wait for that to happen. And unfortunately, not much of what I thought was going to happen did happen. And that's not always a bad thing. Like I don't say that to mean like I'm like the master of destiny, and you know what I mean? Who gives a fuck if what I actually wanted to happen did or didn't happen? But the fact is, this season is season 2. I felt like there was a lot of just filler and this show trying to suck its own dick. There were so many times where like it came off to me as if this show wants us to believe that it's so smart and it's so intelligent and that like it's trying to be so new and so innovative, where from a reality standpoint it just wasn't at times. These like episodes like 4 through 9 were some of the most boring shits. Like I could have skipped them. I didn't need to watch them week to week episodes. This is just my opinion. The obviously like they completely blew their load in the outside episode with the orbital episode, which was great. Even though from a plot standpoint, like we knew, like everybody knew the twist, and for them to try to pose it as if it was this big reveal was kind of crazy in my opinion. But no, seriously, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. Like I was still able to absorb the moment and be like, this was still a really good moment. And then again, like one thing Severance is gonna fucking do is they are gonna have a finale, and like this season 2 finale was, again, it was engaging. Even if I don't necessarily agree with the decisions that were made, even if I think like from a a plot wise, like it just does not make sense. I can still sit back and absorb it and be like, this was a good finale. A lot happened. There was a lot of moving pieces. There was a lot of character decisions made that's going to reverberate. Now, I do wonder how we can have like much of a season 3 because some of these things seem pretty final, especially with certain characters. Like, how can Mr. Milchick literally have a job? Like, how? Like, seriously, like how? Like, how can he possibly be employed by Lumen after this finale? How can Mark be employed by Lumen after like, you know what I'm saying? So like, some of these things were very final. So, you know, moving forward, season 3, which has already been greenlit, may be very, very different than what we're used to, because to me, I really love the aspect of the Ennies working together in the severed floor. Like, but like, it seems like we're never going to get that core 4 back again. Like it's just never going to be the same. And look, that could be good or bad. Like, that's something that I personally loved about the show. I'm not sure about anybody else. So maybe nobody else but me is going to miss that. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I do think that Severance season 2 as a whole was essentially the same as season 1, which is, to me, that's not good. I mean, obviously you're supposed to get some kind of better with every season. And ultimately as an entire season, I don't know if this is much better than season 1, which I didn't even love. Like, I gave it a B. I give Severance season 2 a B. I think that it's still good television at times, and the originality of what they're trying to do is so good that I just can't ignore it. But there are just glaring things here in this show where it's just like, okay, like come on, bro, like, come on, like, and you know, I'm obviously not trying to be too spoilery because the finale just came out. So yeah, but look, man, look, there were times where I really enjoyed this, but overall, it was just good, and I think I wanted it to be great, which is why I sound disappointed. Like, I really wanted this to be great, and I just didn't think it was. Great character work here though throughout for most characters, like the actors involved, Mr. Milchick, Patricia Arquette, like they're so good in this show, and Ben Stiller, like you can tell he has a vision. I don't know if he needs help like explaining that fucking vision, but to me, it seems like he is trying to go somewhere with this. So, look, I'll wait and see. Whenever Severance season 3 debuts, I'll be watching. But I think this next season, like Severance season 3, is it. Like, I don't think that it can stand to have another good season. I think it needs to be great, or I'm probably going to be off the train, unfortunately. So, Mondy, I'm sorry I rambled a little bit. Give me your thoughts on Severance season 2, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of Severance enthusiasts will not like my review, as they probably don't like yours. First of all, the fact that Ben Stiller is a producer on this, executive producer, and directs so many episodes is just so crazy to be still.
I agree.
Hot take: the Ben Stiller episodes that he directs are my least favorite. I think he could use maybe some more directing skills. That's just my opinion. And I've said this since season 1. I'm going to say it again. This show would have been maximized to its highest potential if they wrapped it up in one limited series, one season.
You might be right.
And that's apparently evident, in my opinion, by all the reaffirming filler, like you said, that we've seen. I mean, did Cobell need an entire episode? I mean, did Gemma need an entire episode? I think, now don't get me wrong, guys, I obviously value character development, taking your time with the story, letting it breathe. But when it's just so apparent that it's filler, to me, it gets on my nerves. And
it's insulting.
It is. And I told Julian this before, like, if you get on Twitter, they will literally brainwash you and think this show just peak every episode. And it's just simply not. And I can see through the kind of like, you know, I can see through what's really going on, in my opinion. They're just trying to stretch this thing out for what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. It's still a very technically brilliant show from a technical aspect. And it's like you said as well, it's one of the most original shows on TV, if not the most original show on TV right now. Just a brilliant premise. And I think one of the reasons why we are frustrated is because even though it's a good show, it's got every ingredient for greatness.
It does.
That it can be. And so I can see why somebody like yourself would fall off of the train if season 3 is not great, because we just see the greatness peeking through, so many different times. It still begged a lot of interesting questions this season, in my opinion. I think to me, one of the most interesting themes or things that they explore is, who are you really? Are you really your outie when you have the context of the world around you, or are you really who you are, your innie, when you exist in a vacuum? I still think that question is not really answered, which I think is really cool. They also, something that's also really cool that they explored as well, is that your innie and your outie are really they're two different people. They're not the same person at all whatsoever.
That is not gang, nigga.
That's not gang. And that posed some really interesting things, like you said, that happened in the finale and towards the end of the season and stuff like that. This season made me root for people who I thought I'd never root for, like Cobell and Milchek.
My favorite character.
Milchek is somebody I despise at times when he's interacting with the innies, but then when he's being treated by, like, I really see it. I don't know if Ben Still's doing this on purpose or whatever.
He
is. Just being a black man in corporate America at times, like, you get to see, like, at the end of the day, Milchek, no matter how high up the ladder he is, he's a black man. And I don't know if the show really is going there, but that's how I interpret it. And it just to see it happening over and over makes me actually root for Milchek. Of course, they gave him his dancing scene. I can see. I already know now. The producers set this nigga down. Like, hey, bro, that dancing scene in season 1 was iconic. We need that times 2 this season.
He was like, I'm ready, bitch. I'm ready. I bet you didn't know that I studied the art of fucking dance, bitch.
Bro, I was watching that HBCU scene in real time. Like, this is happening? Like, am I getting pranked? Like Severance is crazy. But I love that. All that kind of stuff was really good. So yeah, I gave this season a B-. I'm like you. I mean, like I said, it's got all the components there to be great. It's still very technically brilliant, but I don't appreciate the way it's treating me in terms of, like, trying to drag me through the mud with this person. It's really falling into the space of, like, pretentiousness and stuff like that. I do not like that.
Don't say that word, Mondy.
That's my biggest crime in cinema is pretentiousness, guys. Like you said, season 3 has already been greenlit. I'd be lying. I'm obviously still excited for it.
Of course.
It kind of reminded me of what you said earlier too. Like, I think the best part of the show is when the innies, the core 4, is there and they're interacting within Lumen. That obviously will be dismantled now, but, like, it kind of reminds me of, like, the Hogwarts thing. Like, because keep in mind, I had not read the books when Harry Potter was coming out in real time. I still didn't read the books, but I was so scared of, like, what Harry Potter would be after Half-Blood Prince, because, like, they're not in Hogwarts anymore. It's not this dynamic of the students, and it ended up being really good with definitely Half-Blood Part 1 and 2. So maybe they could do the same thing here, where the outies exist and we follow their story more, and Milchek joins up with the innies. Who knows? But I'm scared for the future, because, like you said, the best part of the show to me is that core 4 in Lumen, and they strayed away from that so far this season, in my opinion. So yeah. Did you complete any other shows besides Severance season 2?
I did not.
Okay, well, I watched 5 movies. God damn it! How many movies did you watch?
I didn't watch any movies.
Aside
from the recommendations.
Oh, no, sir. Okay. Well, geez. Okay. Well, let's make it quick. First review, guys, here is for Novocaine, which is now playing in theaters. You remember this trailer? This movie. This is Jack Quaid. Man, Jack Quaid's having a crazy Q1 of the year. This guy just did fucking Companion, and now he's doing this. And both really good movies, in my opinion. I mean, he shows his range, even though he's always going to be his Jack Quaid self, like how he is Huey in The Boys. He's very unlikable in Companion and very likable in this movie. We got Amber Midthunder playing opposite of him as his love interest. She's the lead of Prey, the Predator film on Hulu. We got Jacob Batalon from the Spider-Man MCU films, who is once again playing the guy in the chair. It's so funny. and they lean into that. I like him as an actor. I really do. And we have Ray Nicholson playing the villain in this movie. So we have the son of Dennis Quaid facing off against the son of Jack Nicholson. I'm pretty sure they went crazy in the meeting room when that was pitched. And so, yeah.
He looked just like his goddamn daddy boy. He looked just like that nigga.
Speaking of that, his movie came out. I thought you wanted to see that. Him when he's like a serial killer or something like that. It came out, I think, last week. I forgot what
it's busy, called. Brother.
Oh, okay, you've been busy. Okay. Anyway, in regards to what's the movie called? Novocaine. We've seen the trope when people are getting, they're painless. They can go through all this pain and not feel anything. We've seen it with Ajax and Deadpool. We've seen it with Kick-Ass, which is another movie that's really good as well. But this movie, they brought a very fresh take to it, in my opinion. I thought it warranted being made. It's got a very inventive energy to how they explore how this guy can just take all this pain and go through all these kind of things. At the end of the day, it's a really fun time, man, which I always appreciate at the theaters. It's a fun time. It kept me laughing throughout the film. I'm happy to say that Jack Quaid has the real charisma of a real movie star. I can see a bright future for this guy. I think Jack Quaid is the real movie star, man. That's a testament, because he started off on The Boys, Huey, and then we thought he was like a nepo baby for years, but he's really talented, in my opinion. I give this movie a B- at the end of the day. Like I said, a fun time. I say it's a good popcorn flick. I wouldn't say you have to rush out and go see it, but if you do, I think you'll have a good time as well if you wait and see it on streaming as well. So yeah, that's my Novocaine review.
Okay.
Next review, guys, is for The Electric State, which is now streaming on Netflix. This is
Millie Bobby Brown.
The Russo brothers, obviously our favorite MCU films they've done: Civil War, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame. Crazy stat cast. Millie Bobby Brown, one of the Netflix Four Horsemen. The other include Kevin Hart, Adam Sandler, Jennifer Lopez, and now her. We got Chris Pratt, Ki-Hu Kwan. We got Giancarlo Esposito, Stanley Tucci. And then on top of that, we have a lot of voice roles that are very iconic as well. We got Anthony Mackie. We got Coleman Domingo, Brian Cox, Woody Harrelson. Just a crazy cast. Now, this movie would cost $320 million. It's one of the most expensive films ever created in the history of film. And this is the problem with modern cinema today, or the modern landscape of films today, man. I mean, they think they can just throw all these actors at the wall, and put the Russo brothers in the chair, which I'm really worried, even though I love what they've done in the MCU so far. Apparently Feige's worried too, after watching this movie, about what they're going to do with the new Avengers films. Because this is just one of the most heartless things I've ever seen in my life, and one of the most soulless films I've ever seen in my life. It embodies everything wrong with mainstream movie making. There's still a lot of good filmmaking made underground, but mainstream movie-wise, this is every problem it has with it. I didn't buy a single thing in this movie. I didn't buy the characters. I didn't buy the adventure. They're trying to sell you this family adventure, like 90s, 80s adventure. It just didn't work for me at all. I didn't buy any of the performances. I think all the actors are phoning it in, literally every single one. I think they know they're part of some bullshit. I didn't buy the comedy that's going for it. I didn't buy the villains. It's just not a fun time. And it's always a horrible viewing experience when you can tell a movie's trying to go for that fun vibe and trying to be fun, and it's just not. This movie is an F. This is one of the worst movies I've seen in a very long time. Guys.
What?
The Electric State on Netflix is an F. It's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible.
Okay. I love it. Holy
Russo
shit.
brothers, what are y'all doing, man? I pray there was some interference from Netflix.
It was a check, bro.
I know you guys are better than this, man. I know you guys are better than this.
Damn.
Anyway,
and the first F of the year, by the way, guys.
First F of the year for Mondy. Yes. Wow. Next review, guys, is for Tyler Perry's Duplicity, which is now streaming on Prime Video. Tyler Perry, man. This man.
Second F on the way. No, go ahead.
We'll see. He is Mr. Quantity over Quality. This guy has, within just over a year, I think 13, 14 months, he's released 5 projects, which is insane, guys. Okay. He's done Mea Culpa, Divorce in the Black, Beauty in Black, The 6888, and now this. Apparently, I heard that he filmed the entire season of Beauty in Black, which is 16 45-minute episodes in 3 weeks, guys. That is just nuts.
Jesus.
But yeah. Anyway, my drawing point to this film, besides the fact that even though Tyler Perry, I have my issues with him, he does a lot of entertaining stuff, is Kat Graham is the lead. And for those who don't know, all my Vampire Diaries fans, she is Bonnie Bennett. And so most Vampire Diaries fans are probably going to watch this just because of Kat Graham as the lead, which I think is really, really cool. Now, Tyler Perry has been trying to tackle a couple things recently that I've noticed a pattern of trend that he's been doing with all his projects, in which he tries to do this thing where he tries to make a movie that's conspiracy slash crime, who did it type of movies, and it's just not his lane. I hate the boxing of creative as a creative myself, but it's just not his lane. He just doesn't need to do that anymore, in my opinion. And then also I've noticed something as well he's also done is that he does this thing now where he loves to have a big death be the inciting incident for the film. I think his last 4 out of 5 movies or projects he's done, there's been a big death, and that kind of trampolines the plot from there. I'm like, that just seems lazy at this point. Does he not have another way to compel or propel a story? There's this funniest at the end of the movie. There's this big ass cartoonish exposition dump, which is it's one of the worst things I've ever seen in a film, in terms of exposition wise. And that just gave me because I had it in that C- territory, and I just put it all the way in D for me. This film is a D, and it's crazy because no matter how I feel towards Tyler Perry, and like I said, he always brings to me a level of entertainment, which is I value that most more than anything, to be honest. But even this movie was the least entertaining out of all this recent things that he's done. So I didn't even get that kind of feel, out of it. So this is a D for me. It's pretty bad, guys. Tyler Perry's Duplicity on Amazon Prime.
To me, it's always funny to see. It's always funny to see people talk about Tyler Perry stuff on social media because, anytime we discuss anything, we're pretty like-minded when it comes to Tyler Perry. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen every single thing that he drops like you do, but from what I've seen, it's been mediocre at best. But if you go on social media, niggas is right. Tyler Perry is him to so many people. And it's so funny to me.
It's so funny you say that too.
This nigga has a fan base, bro. He has a fan base.
It's funny you say that. I just reviewed his recent series, Beauty in Black Part 2, which honestly I think that's one of the most entertaining things he's done in years. I think it's a bad show at its core. I said that in my review, and people were coming at me so hard on my TikTok comments. Like, this show is good. What are you talking about? This show is amazing. Even Tyler Perry's Duplicity. People were saying in my review on TikTok, they were like, "This is a good. Like, what are you talking about? This is a good movie." Now, those comments come from, I noticed, a very similar demographic: 40-year-old Black women. Which, you know what? If they're enjoying something from this guy over and over again, I really support that. I genuinely do. Like, they have something for them, so that's good for them. So, but anyway, yeah. Next review. Speaking of bad, we have Disney's Snow White, which is now playing in theaters.
This is getting shitted on.
Snow Brown, I'm sorry, or Snow White. It's funny they called her Snow White because they casted a Latina actress, and within the lore of Snow White, if you know, like, she's always called Snow White because her skin is supposed to be as white as snow, but they do give a different reason as to why her name is Snow White now. So anyway, this film stars Rachel Zegler, who we've seen in a lot of films. She's always singing. She's really, her performance is very interesting to me because she's really going for it. And typically when you say an actor is going for it, that's really a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But with this film, it's almost like overdoing it. Like, she's doing theater-esque acting in a film, which is two different types of acting for those who don't know. Everything she's doing is like super exaggerated. Like, oh my God, I'm just a princess. I will whistle while you work. It's like, relax. But to her credit, though, she's acting amongst a lot of green screen throughout the entirety of the film. So I know it's hard to do that as well. We're not acting amongst like actual people and getting that real-time feedback. But I just think that Halle Bailey, what she was able to do in Little Mermaid, not to compare the two, was just so much better in terms of how she portrayed that still princess, like, naive act without having to overdo it. And she's not even a trained actress like Rachel Zegler. Now we have also Gal Gadot as the antagonist. And I wish this narrative that she was just this horrible actress was not out, because I couldn't unsee it in the film. I swear to God, like, I still think she's really good in Patty Jenkins' first Wonder Woman movie, the Fast 6 and 7 or whatever. I think she's decent in that. But now I just cannot unsee it. I think this might be her worst performance of her entire career. I don't know if she's leaning into it at this point. Like, it was literally awful, Gal Gadot. Like, what the fuck is going on? And at least she didn't have a song, right? She does. She has a fucking song. And the song is just as bad as one would expect it to be. I've always thought the evil queen's motivations in the Snow White movies are so funny. Like, she just wants to be the baddest bitch in the entire land. And there's one bitch stopping her from being the baddest bitch, and it's Snow White. And she's going to go at great lengths to make sure that she remains the baddest bitch. Which she still is, by the way. You know, she's a horrible actress. Now, moving on. This is honestly, it's funny because this is actually, for those who don't know, fun fact, Snow White is the first Disney movie ever created. It put Disney into a really good space financially, and they were able to kind of rocket launch off from there. But this, I think Walt Disney would probably be rolling over in his grave if he saw this movie. Which, fuck him, by the way. I heard he's a raging racist, by the way, but still. But when it comes, I think that this movie, coming off the tails of Wicked, which I know is very different, but at the same time very similar. There's big whimsical musicals, fantastical worlds. I think it did this movie a big disservice because I couldn't help but compare the two as I'm watching the film, and Wicked is just so superior in every single way. Well, when it comes to movies like Wicked and this movie, charm is the key. Charm. When it comes to these musicals, these things, like, you got to have charm. And this movie is just devoid of all charm, which is really just, sad in my opinion.
Interesting.
There is, if I can say one good thing about the movie, there's a really good original song in here saying about, I mean, she can sing her ass off, Rachel Zegler. It's a duet with her and her love interest called A Hand Meets a Hand.
I do love a duet.
Look it up on Apple Music, A Hand Meets a Hand. But now I'm back to shitting on it because even though the song is really good, the love story that they built to the song was so fucking forced and came out of nowhere. That song could have even been amplified by like 3 times if it was actually a believable love story or a love story that kind of made you kind of invested into the story. So in a vacuum, it's a good song, but within the confines of the story, the song's ass. So overall, this movie is a D, guys. I was debating between the F and the D, to be honest. It's that bad. But I ended up going D. I think kids will enjoy it. That's why my grade kind of leaned. I think kids will enjoy it because, I think it's one of the movies that they'll watch when they get older. But what the fuck is this? And so, yeah, guys. So I've been having a really terrible run. The last 3 movies I've seen were this, Tyler Perry's Duplicity, and Electric State. But I was saved by my final movie I will review is Magazine Dreams, out playing right now.
Oh God, it's Jonathan Majors, guys. I wonder why he loves it.
I know that Julien has painted this narrative that I just love Jonathan Majors and everything he does.
Painted a narrative.
Look, guys, it's for a reason. Listen. This is first of all, this movie came out actually in 2023. They had to push it back because of the whole debacle with his personal life or whatever.
Yep.
And it was shelved for a while. And Julien, I know you're gonna laugh when I say this, but it's the truest statement I could say. 20 minutes into the film, I was like, okay, this is the best performance of the year by far. Halfway through the film, halfway through Magazine Dreams, I said, this is the best performance I've seen in the last 2-3 years. By the end of the movie, I can confidently say this is the best performance I've seen all time, maybe top 2, 3 all time performance I've ever seen in a film of all time. Jonathan Majors is that much of a masterclass of an actor, and what he does here, guys, it literally transcends acting. Like, listen. Like, as someone I'm somewhat of an actor myself, I have a short film that's starring, which is some bullshit. But anyway, I was just so appalled at the choices that he was making through the film as an actor. I was like, man, like, what? How do you even think of that? Like, just even the minor things, the macro things. It was a masterclass. This was like a peep into the world of bodybuilding, like how the Iron Claw was a peep into the world of wrestling for somebody who might be uninitiated like myself. I know shit about wrestling. This is a peep into the world of bodybuilding, but this film has much loftier aspirations than just being about bodybuilding. It goes in some really wild directions, and just seeing this character spiral, Jonathan Majors, it was just like, it gave me like literal anxiety. Like, this guy is a crash shot if I've ever seen one, and the way that he was able to bring it to life, man, it was beautifully done. And so I give this film a B+. You're probably wondering, like, how can he get this performance of a lifetime? It's only a B+. First of all, guys, a B+ is a really good grade. I think the performance transcends the story, but still a really good story, to be honest, as well. So I think Marvel is missing out on a very generational talent with Jonathan Majors. I mean, after seeing this movie, I'm just like, this guy has no limits, man. I think he might be going down as the GOAT when it's all said and done. This is written by a 38-year-old black man. His name is Elijah Bynum. I'm looking forward to anything this guy does from now on. Yeah, man, Magazine Dreams, check it out in theaters. It's a performance of a lifetime, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Let's talk some trailers, guys.
Can't believe anything you say when it concerns Jonathan Majors, so I'll have to see for myself.
Okay, but have I ever said anything that was wrong?
It doesn't matter. You're such a glazer. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like,
I'm not a glazer. Like, I recognize talent. I'm so objective. I feel like I just recognize talent when I see it, and I can't. Regardless how you feel about the guy in his personal life, the guy's a fucking masterclass actor. I mean, it's generational. Anyway, let's talk some trailers, guys. We have the trailer for Black Mirror season 7 out now. I refuse to watch it. I like to be surprised. Even though it's an anthology, I still want to be surprised every episode. However, but Black Mirror is doing, for the first time, they're bringing back an episode and doing a part 2, which is the episode with Christina Milioti, who plays Sophia Falcone in The Penguin. Her episode was one of the best episodes in the entire series. It's called USS Callister, her and Jesse Plemons. So I'm excited for part 2 of that. The first time Black Mirror is furthering the story. Anyway, we have a trailer for the comedy series coming out on Netflix called The Four Seasons. It stars a pretty stacked cast, but names that stick out for me are actors I love are Steve Carell, Coleman Domingo, and Tina Fey. What are your thoughts on this trailer? May 1st on Netflix when it comes out.
Yeah, this was a little 5-second teaser. I don't know. This is one of those things where, like, it happened so quick, and they were trying to introduce everybody so quick that by the time I was like, okay, what's it about? It felt like it was over. They're going on a retreat, 4 different vacations, or 3 different vacations for 3 different couples, and chaos ensues, I guess. Whatever. I mean, this is on Netflix, and I'm sure it's on Netflix for a fucking reason. So the good thing is that, you know, actually there is no good thing. I was literally about to lie about something, and I was like, wait a minute, why am I lying? Like, why?
Please don't lie.
So I don't care about this, unfortunately. But maybe once they release a full trailer and I get a little bit more, I will. I mean, you know, like you said, like there's actors involved that you personally care about. I mean, obviously, like, I care about them to an extent, but I'm not just going to go blindly watch this just because they're in it. So, yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, honestly, if I saw this trailer and didn't have any context to any of the actors, I'd be like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I don't care. But I'm just so invested in Steve Carell. I'm still invested in Coleman Domingo that I will watch it. I trust what they do or things that they're attached to. This is the first time I've seen Coleman Domingo play have a gay role. I know he's gay in real life, so maybe that could be enlightening for him. But yeah, I'm excited to see this little show, whatever. Okay, let's get to some movie trailers. We have the trailer for a movie called Sneaks, animated film. Anthony Mackie, Chloe Bailey are a pair of sneakers who get separated and have to find each other in the city of New York. It's in theaters on April 18th. A lot of black actors that we know of, Martin Lawrence, are attached, stuff like that. I saw this trailer, and the first thing I could think of was that TikTok sound, like, black people, like, we get an animated film with a semi-nice budget, and it's about two pairs of sneakers that have to find each other. Like, I don't know, man. This trailer didn't do much for me. I'll probably skip this one for sure. What are your thoughts on it, though?
Interesting. I heard the tagline and immediately scoffed, rolled my eyes. I was like, what the fuck? Whatever. Who cares?
What's the tagline?
I mean, or the description of it, where it's two sneakers to get separated. But yeah, I mean, as I began to watch the trailer, it seemed like something that would at least be a fun ride. I was like, okay, like, sure, whatever. Like, it's ridiculous in and of itself, but there's a scene where Anthony Mackie's shoe gets sick and he starts to throw up, and then a sock comes out, and I was like, you know what, bitch, you got me. Wow. I love ridiculousness. I love creativity, and I'm sure this is probably going to be average. I'm sure this is for children, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it anyway. Okay. So I'm actually excited for this. Yeah, like this is like, I'm pretty sure this is one of the only trailers I was like, okay, like this is actually something. Like the rest of these were complete ass, in my opinion. So yeah.
Well, please tell me how that goes. There's also a trailer for Happy Gilmore 2, Adam Sandler returning. I never saw Happy Gilmore 1, so I didn't see this trailer, but I know it has a big fan base. So guys, if you're excited, check it out online right now. It's coming to Netflix soon. Happy Gilmore 2, StatCast, Bad Bunny, Margaret Qualley, Julie Bowen, and other supporting characters. Actors, should I say. We have a trailer for a new horror film coming out in theaters May 9th called Clown in a Cornfield. Did you get a chance to watch this trailer? I just tagged you in it today.
You had to remind me about this one. I think I did.
I just tagged you in a couple hours ago. It's like these teenagers, cornfield. There's a clown, a killing clown.
No, I didn't see this then.
Okay, it looks like what I just described exactly. Bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, horror is something I've really grown to despise. I hate to say that, guys. Well, this kind of horror. I can spot mediocre horror from a mile away. And so I'm done tuning into it and running to the theater to go see these kind of movies. So yeah, hopefully it's good though.
Okay.
We have the trailer for Celine Song's new movie Materialist. Her first film was a breakout film, Past Lives, which is a great love story, by the way. R-rated romance starring Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans, and Dakota Johnson.
She's back.
Looks like a movie she actually cares to be in theaters June 13th. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah, look, this is one of those movies where I'm sure that like I'm gonna overreact because I feel like I just know what happens, and then when I actually go see it, I'm probably gonna enjoy it. This is one where the actors involved, I feel like they can actually make something happen here with Pedro Pascal, with Chris Evans, and with Dakota Johnson.
But Steve Carell and Coleman Domingo can't. What are we talking about?
Hey man, different strokes, different strokes. You have fun with your little fucking Netflix show, and I'll go to the theater to see a romance, an R-rated romance. Like I said, I could be so wrong, and this could be ass. Yeah. But you know, this is something that I'm willing to take a swing on. So yeah, let's do it. Let's watch this little R-rated romance movie.
Yeah, man, I love romance movies. I'm a sucker for them. We used to get so much more theatrically released romance movies. Now we get 2 big ones a year, maybe two.
Yeah.
And I was such a fan of last year's It Ends With Us. Like I said, I don't know if I loved it so much because we just hadn't seen one like that with a big budget like that in so long. So I'll definitely be here opening night for this one. I'm excited, man. So yeah, interesting that Celine Song. I have to point this out. Like she's a person of color, Asian, and I don't know if she's doing this like having this white cast because she feels like this is what she needs to do in order to break out and stay within the zeitgeist of Hollywood. But like, it's always interesting to me when POC directors make movies with white leads. Like, there's so many movies like that. Like, don't you want to represent your people to an extent or whatever? But like I said, I don't know all the background. Maybe she did pitch an Asian lead at first. The studio was like, well, we'll give you more money if you put Chris Pine and Dakota Johnson and things. So whatever.
Chris Evans,
Chris Evans, yeah.
She got to play the game, man. She got to play the game for now anyway.
But she's married to a white man, so I doubt it. We have the trailer for Shadow Force, starring Kerry Washington, Omar Sy, and Davine Joy Randolph, and Method Man, coming out theaters May 2nd.
Don't forget Method Man. Yeah,
what are your thoughts on this?
This looked absolutely ass.
Thank you. What are your thoughts? Yeah.
Those are my thoughts. This looked absolutely ass.
Yeah. If I never see a movie about a spy couple ever again, I think I'll be totally okay. Actually, I'll be fucking fine. And it's sad, man, because Kerry Washington's a very accomplished actress, and Omar Sy, I know he has a big fan base as well across the seas. Yeah, man, this did nothing for me. It kind of reminded me of like that Jamie Foxx movie that just came out with Tim and Charlie. Charlie, what's the fucking name?
The white woman?
Yeah. Anyway,
she played Fiona, Princess Fiona.
Yes, Cameron Diaz.
There it is.
It kind of reminded me of that, but in it, like that belongs on streaming, that kind of shit, you know. But this looks, I hate it's a black led movie about spies. I should be there opening night, right? But I'm not. I won't be there.
Yeah, y'all have fun.
Yeah, this is a big trailer for John Krasinski's F1 has been released. Coming in theaters June 27th. Brad Pitt, Damson Idris. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah, I think I saw this in the theater somehow. I guess when I went to see Captain America last. I just don't care about these kind of like racing movies. I'm sorry, I don't. They do not inspire a goddamn thing in me. And it's funny because all of these type of movies are the same, and like they try to use a medium of sports or something to try to get you involved into the heart of the film, whether it's basketball, it's football, or whatever. And this time it's racing, or it's horse racing, or it's boating, it's fish. It's like, bro, like I'm black. I don't partake in this activity. I don't watch this activity. I do not care about this activity. So sorry.
I mean, you say you're black, but the biggest F1 driver in the world is black, Lewis Hamilton.
Who?
Come on, don't do that. Anyway, no, but I agree to an extent. I think that I have no interest in cars or F1 racing, but my tune has changed on that ever since I saw this movie a couple years ago called Gran Turismo, which I thought I was going to hate that movie. I thought it was going to be awful. I fucking love that movie. I thought it was really, really good. And so that just is proof that if a movie's good, it doesn't matter the subject matter if you have any kind of interest in it. And this F1, I mean, even though I can't say I have zero interest in it, I just don't have the biggest interest in it. I don't watch it like when it comes on TV or whatever. But Brad Pitt, Damson Idris, yeah, man, I'll be there for sure. I'm excited for this one, actually. So hopefully it transcends just being a movie about F1 racing. There's actually a really good story at the heart of it. So we'll see. And last trailer, guys, is for Freakier Friday. This is Freaky Friday, the sequel. Returning actors, Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis. Are you excited for this? Yeah.
After seeing the trailer, no, but I'm going to be there opening night regardless. This is one of those movies from my youth that I absolutely love. When Lindsay Lohan was, on the decline of the height of her power, and I'll never forget seeing the first one and loving it, and still can put that on and watch it to this day. This new one, I mean, it's one of those things where like they're making a sequel, but it doesn't really feel like they're making it for us. And I'm saying that because they have to include this thing where, okay, like now we have these kids in it, and like they're going to be a big part of it too. And it's just like, okay, well,
don't you hate when movies do that when they come out years later? Now the kids got to be the main part. Like,
I mean, I do hate it. Point. I hate it, but I do understand. And to them, you're wrong. Like to movie studios, like they're really not making this for us because they know that we're going to see it regardless because Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis in it. They're trying to get the children. Like, right. So I mean, from a business standpoint, I understand it, but from a 32-year-old male standpoint, I can't fucking stand this. I like this trailer literally made me roll my eyes. I was just like, wow, like this does not look like a fun time. But I hope I'm wrong. I'm gonna be there opening night. They are right. It doesn't matter. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are in it, so I'm gonna be there, but I'm not excited. I'm not happy. No.
Yeah, we share many feelings on this. I wish the kids weren't involved. I wish it was just Jamie Lee and Lindsay Lohan again.
Mm-hmm. Literally just rehash it and do it again. Like literally.
Yeah, literally. Like, it was but yeah, I'll be there as well.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. And look, they know that.
It's fucking annoying. Actually, I saw somewhere too that they said this movie was actually supposed to be on streaming and they changed it to a theatrical release. You can kind of tell. Like streaming movies just don't have that same kind of cinematic scope as like a theatrically released movie would. So I hope I can't tell that much when I'm watching it, but you just have to watch the trailer anyway. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about what's coming out and what's out right now. Anora, which is the movie that just won Best Picture at the Oscars, is now streaming on Hulu. This is a really good movie in my opinion, guys. I recommend it for sure. It's now, if you want to watch this on Hulu. Twisters is now streaming on Prime Video. This is a movie that I saw it in theaters and I had a decently fun time with it. But I think it's one of those movies that you see it in theaters and like, okay, that's cool. You see it on streaming, like, oh, that's really good, So I recommend Twisters if you want to see just a fun little action movie. We got twins. You saw Twisters, right?
I did. It was their opening night. Yep.
We got Wicked is now streaming on Peacock, one of the biggest movies of last year. Wicked is now streaming on Peacock for those who missed it in theater. Just want to see it again. I'll probably be watching it again. Great movie. Can't wait for part 2 comes out this year.
Bought it on digital. Mm-hmm.
And Sing Sing, guys, is now streaming on Max. I've been campaigning for this movie since last year when I saw it, starring Coleman Domingo. It's one of the best movies of last year, if not the best. This and Dune Part 2. But very different than Dune Part 2. But guys, if you want to just see another masterclass in acting from Coleman Domingo and his co-star, I'd watch Sing Sing on Max. All right. We have a Snowfall spinoff starring Gail Bean and Isaiah John, who played the characters Wanda and Leo. Gets an FX pilot order. As a big fan of Snowfall, myself and many Snowfall fans across the nation are wondering what the fuck, why, or why are we giving Leo and Wanda a fucking spinoff show? So, this is so bad. I don't know if I watch it just because, like, who wants to see these two? Like, you know, like Damson Idris Franklin Saint was the fucking core of Snowfall. This is interesting news. Next, a Power Rangers live action series is in the works at Disney Plus. From the showrunners of Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus. Man,
it's funny. These are like two sentences where I'm just like just a roller coaster, like new live action Disney Plus Power Rangers. Fuck yeah! And then it's made by the Percy Jackson producers. Oh god. Okay.
Yeah.
Look. Obviously.
Throw potatoes at them. Not tomatoes, potatoes.
I mean, not potatoes. No, potatoes.
Hard ass potatoes. That was crazy.
Rousset potatoes, 4-pound bag. But look. All right, look. Obviously, this is nothing but good news. I mean, well, okay, all right. It's not nothing but good news, but it's good news.
What?
Like I'm super excited for Power Rangers to be coming back. I honestly think if this show is successful, then that just means we're getting another, silver screen adaptation. But I'm very worried. I'm very, very worried. I hope that they completely ditch the alien shit. That was the one thing I just did not like from the 2017 version, like the alien costumes, the alien Zords. Like it just looked ugly. They were not cool looking to me.
I disagree.
They need to be brought back to being fucking cool, bitch. And Power Rangers are cool. I'll be there opening night on Disney Plus. But yeah, I mean, look, my expectations are on the ground, like the actual ground. Like, you know what? They're as Monty would say, they're in hell. But like, I can't help it. 5-year-old Julien he just can't contain himself. Okay, Power Rangers is always and forever going to have a special place in my heart. And I hope that this is going to be amazing, but it's probably going to be forgettable at best.
Man, these showrunners for Percy Jackson are getting a lot of work because aren't they doing Avatar season 2 as well?
Yes, they are.
I'm like, nigga, what did y'all see in these niggas? Like, season 1 of Percy Jackson was fucking horrible. F material. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited as a Power Rangers fan as well. I wonder if this subtracts from the fact that I could have sworn we were getting another silver screen adaptation of Power Rangers as well. But it seems like they're pivoting and just doing this instead. So we'll see. Like you said, maybe it can lead to a movie down the line. But I think Power Rangers is a property that for a long time, I've said this for a long time, it deserves like the proper treatment, like not just some hokey kids show. Like there's a lot of interesting lore within there. I think a Power Rangers like an anime would be cool as well. I think they might already have one. But yeah, I'm here for this to an extent, like you said, but my expectations are also in hell as well. They're actually underneath hell, actually.
In Tartarus, bitch.
Dante's Inferno. We have a Coco 2 in the works at Pixar, releasing in 2029. Coco is one of the better recent Pixar films. Are you here for a sequel?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, look, I saw Coco once when it came out. I literally haven't seen it since, but I remember enjoying it. I remember being surprised that it was good. And I don't have any like trepidations about going to see a sequel. So, I mean, I would lean to say that I'm excited for a sequel. I'm not sure where they're going to go with it, but that's the point, right? Like, so let's do it. Coco 2 in theaters 2029 in 4 years. Holy.
I know. The rights for the Jason Bourne franchise are being sold to another studio. Skydance, Apple, and Netflix have all met about acquiring the franchise. It's unclear if Matt Damon will still be involved or if they'll just do a whole reboot.
We saw what happened when Matt Damon was not involved. Look, guys, it is okay. I promise it is. It's okay for something to live and die. And they are trying to resuscitate the fuck out of the Bourne series. They just won't let it go. Now, with that being said, if Jason Bourne himself is back, then Julian's back. But I mean, like, I don't need it or want it. Let's just put it that way. Like it had its run. I love the original 3 films. Fucking Bourne Legacy, we don't talk about. And the actual Jason Bourne that he did, like the film he called Jason Bourne, we don't talk about that either. But so yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it could be refreshed with like new management and all that, but ultimately, I don't think that we need this.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because both Bourne and James Bond just got bought out by Amazon like a couple weeks ago. So these are 2 big spy action franchises that are now been acquired by new companies.
Yep.
Only one bit of MCU news, guys, Marvel news, is that SZA wants to play Storm in the MCU. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, obviously no casting, obviously, but what are your thoughts on the potentiality of this?
Not in my MCU, bitch. Not in my fucking MCU. SZA, no, ma'am, absolutely not. No, ma'am, no. I can't imagine you feel any differently. Please tell me you do.
Come on now, what are we doing? Like, I love her music.
Okay.
But my African goddess having a BBL, get the fuck out of here. No way. SZA,
wow.
Go to hell. But you know what? Because I think what's called, somebody said what's called wants to be Storm as well. Cynthia Erivo, like those are our two fucking choices. I'll literally fucking burn Disney down my fucking self.
You can't find me.
Look to the Nigerian sky.
Yeah, no thanks.
Bruh, I would crash out so hard if either one of those bitches are casted as Storm. Find me an African queen, goddammit. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Please. Please.
Bring Halle Berry back before they do some shit like that. I ain't gonna lie.
I was gonna say, cast a white woman. Like, just, no.
Yeah, no, nigga. Give me Charlize Theron as Storm, before you give me fucking before you give me SZA or fucking
Angelina Jolie as Storm. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
you're done. You're done.
I'm fucking done. All right, guys. Last segment of the pod is we do our random recommendation reviews. I'm excited to hear this. Just for those who have not been initiated, our February recommendations were Julien told me to watch Rumble in the Bronx and The Bourne Identity. Speaking of Bourne. And I told him to watch I Am Legend and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. We'll snake it around. I'll start with my review first, which will be The Bourne Identity. Let me see here. I'm looking for my review, guys. Okay, so this is starring, obviously, Matt Damon. First time, guys, by the way, I've never seen any. I've always heard of Bourne my entire life through osmosis of pop culture or whatever. First time watching it. It's funny how they got Brian Cox in here, and he looks older in here than he does now for some reason. This movie came out fucking 20 years ago. I don't know what they're doing with his hair. But honestly, when it comes to this movie, guys, for me, it felt very familiar. And it's like, this whole, who am I kind of plot, and as he unravels and kind of learns to himself. And I don't know if it's one of those things where it only feels familiar because it has so many children, quote unquote, movies that have taken inspiration from it. Kind of like how The Mummy, because I saw The Mummy first and then I saw Indiana Jones. And I love The Mummy. I thought Indiana Jones was okay. But everybody was telling me in my comments, like, yo, it's because you didn't see Indiana Jones first. And so I wonder if that's kind of the case here. Maybe I just saw it too late. If it felt so familiar and so many of his plot points and so many of his threads, I'm wondering how. Like, okay, so this is obviously like, so it's so funny. Like, this guy's trying to figure out who he is for the first half of the movie, or the first 3/4 of the movie. He's got all these guns, he's got passports, he's got all these combat skills. I'm like, isn't that obvious? You're a fucking spy. You're a fucking assassin. Nigga, who do you think you are? A fucking doctor or some shit? But yeah, I mean, I still have fun with it to an extent, though. This was the first excommunicado, goddammit, because maybe John Wick took some shit from this, because this nigga was on the fucking run. Niggas was trying to off his head the entire fucking movie. I couldn't help but think of like that stink miner meme from the Boondocks. Like, what did this nigga do to make these niggas that mad? This nigga was excommunicado as fuck. It's so funny seeing what was considered high tech in 2002.
Yeah,
because
it's stopwatch, bitch.
Right, make the camera replay go backwards. Like, nigga, that's high tech. I guess so. But it did give me nostalgia, like in a good way, because we've come a long way. And aren't these movies known? My biggest thing was that aren't these movies known for having like these amazing action set pieces and amazing like action choreo? Because man, this is just so many jump cuts. I'm like, I couldn't see the action damn. I couldn't tell if it was really Matt Damon, if it was a stunt double. I was really disappointed in the action, to be honest. And perhaps the sequels do prove better. I do plan on watching part 2 and 3 just because you said I won't watch the Jeremy Renner shit. But perhaps the sequels do prove better in the action department because I was really disappointed in just the fighting sequences in the film. And like I said, maybe I just watched it too late. So I ended up giving it a B-. I mean, like I said, it's not bad at all. It just felt derivative in a lot of points. Yeah.
So I almost don't want to say anything because I feel like it's just going to be, I don't think I will say anything, but I will say that
I still want feedback on that review though, like because as somebody that loves that movie.
I'll say this: John Wick 1 is the worst of the 3 or of the 4 John Wicks, and I'll leave it at that. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. My first movie, let's say it's I Am Legend. Yeah, I Am Legend, a movie that I chose to never watch. This is when Will Smith was in the height of his power. Hitch, Hancock, iRobot, Pursuit of Happiness. Like literally, he was doing everything every single year. I chose to not watch this movie because I knew what happened to the dog in this movie. And for those of you that don't know, I have a soft spot for animals. Sorry, I do. And I don't know. To me, it just feels lazy, like lazy writing when they use this, when they use the death of an animal as a crux to a story, because they know it's going to elicit emotion. So like, I just deem it as lazy. And boy, I was not wrong. So yeah, look, I Am Legend. The first half of this movie, I was actually really enjoying it. I was like, man, like I'm all right. Like the world, it's here. It's Will Smith. He's back. He's literally at the height of his powers. Like he can do no wrong. Like he's an acting savant in this. And then about halfway through the film, we get to the point where the dog gets infected and he has to do to the dog. And like I was buying the story. I was like, I get it. Like this is gut wrenching. Like I get it. Like this movie has went out of its way to show me the relationship between his family, his dog. They got him as a puppy. Like dog wasn't even supposed to be there. He's trained the dog. Like I get it. So like I get why it was such a memorable scene. My problem with the movie came directly after, though, because the last 30 minutes of the movie were just boring as fuck, in my opinion.
Which version did you watch? When he lived and when he died?
I watched the one where he died, which is the original version that came out. So, and I think, like you stated, I think maybe I just saw this too late because Zombie Mania came like directly after this, right? So there's so many zombie things, especially The Walking Dead, which I love, where The Walking Dead is all practical. My biggest complaint with this movie is that their fucking zombies are CG and they were ugly.
It's aged poorly,
bro. Like it looks so bad. Like I was like, it literally made me angry. I'm just like, what is this? Why would they choose to go this route? Like literally, like how did Will Smith allow this? Like, what are we doing here? Like it bothered me the entirety of the movie. And yeah, like after the dog scene, we had the thing where, you know, he's basically got the cure and he's rushed out. But it just, to me, it just never really reached those heights again. But like I said, like I think I just kind of saw this too late. I don't love this. I don't think I really need to watch this, to be completely honest. If for nothing, I got to see Will Smith be a badass or something else, which is cool, I guess. But the nigga literally had 35 movies come out in this time where he was a badass. So I really don't think I needed to see this. Ultimately, I ended up giving this a C. Like this is
C. I Am Legend. Jesus.
I mean, but like I said, like it's because I was loving it at first, and then it just took a steep decline. And the CGI, bro, I was not prepared. I was not prepared for how bad it looked. But you know, different strokes for different folks. Like I said, I'm actually, I don't know. It's like a good thing and a bad thing because I didn't watch it before, I didn't have like nostalgia blinders. So I was able to actually kind of, you know, watch it and react as in real time. But whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't love this, unfortunately.
That's fair. But there's something I want to talk about just in movies as somebody that loves I Am Legend. I think it's the best Will Smith movie, or my favorite one at least.
iRobot?
That's a close second. The scene when he kills the dog, man, I remember that really like just impacted me so much. Like I remember crying in the theater, which I never cried. I was a kid though, but still. Was it? Even though you saw it coming, was it impactful or not really? Because you already knew it was.
That's why I said like it was. Okay. It was the crescendo of the film. Like
okay.
Like low key,
and the way he had to do it too.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great scene.
Yeah,
and like I said, like I think because it was so great and so meaningful, the rest of the movie was just like, So yeah, no, it was a fantastic scene.
Yeah, the dog's name was Sam, I believe, and I remember that there's a scene in the beginning that got me to this day gets me so anxious when Sam runs into the dark house. I'm like, oh my Sam, what the fuck are you doing? Please get out of there. And I think Will Smith did a brilliant job of acting that scene out. Like he's like, okay, I'm going in here, Sam. Please do not make no fucking noise. I'm going to come get you. But it's just a dog being a dog. You know, I thought that's another great scene in my opinion.
Yep.
Another great scene I think is the scene when first of all, you know, these things are not really zombies; they're actually vampires. I know that the creator of the movie explained it. It's based on a book. They kind of operate like zombies, but they're really vampires.
Sure.
I thought it was just a really cool twist that they're so kind of intellectual. And the scene when he sees Fred, which is the mannequin in the street, you know, Fred actually turns his head. That's another like director's note. So he's not really imagining that kind of shit. Like these niggas are fucking with him.
Really?
With him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that wasn't clear, but okay.
And the scene when he's like, Fred, I know it's you. I know I see. I thought that was a great scene as well. So.
And I want you to know, you named 3 scenes. All 3 of those scenes were in the first half of the film, which I enjoyed.
Okay. So after seeing this, do you have any kind of semi excitement towards I Am Legend 2 with him and Michael B. Jordan, which is happening?
I mean, I would see it, sure, but
did you watch the alternate ending on YouTube or something like that? It's not long. It's like 5 minutes.
I meant to, but I just did not get around to it. I'm assuming that he goes with them in the coal mine or whatever, and
sure, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, he survives, so
yeah. Great.
He survives. Or maybe he survives and they don't. Sacrifice the kid. He's the weak.
You notice a young Willow in the flashbacks?
I did. Yeah, that was hilarious to see. Yeah, her annoying ass, Daddy, what's going on, Daddy?
Yeah,
it's an apocalypse, honey.
Anyway, next review, guys, is for the Julien recommended to me is for Rumble in the Bronx. This is a film starring Jackie Chan 3 years prior to Rush Hour. So on the way to the height of his fame. As you mentioned it to me, this is credited as being when Jackie Chan's like breakout into North American mainstream cinema. It's so funny while watching this movie. It's so campy, but like
it is, man. 90s, bro. 90s.
90s as fuck. It's some voices in here that were clearly English dubbed. Like all the Asian actors basically had their voices dubbed over, but like the English actors didn't. So I was kind of confused. Like, I'm like, I had to go online. Like, was it released in North America or was it released in China? It said something about it was kind of released in both or something like that. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But like, it's just like they only dubbed over the Asian actors' voices, which is so funny to me. Like I said, extremely campy. Basically, the entire plot of the film is that Jackie Chan is being chased by these Joel Schumacher, Batman and Robin type villains. Like these niggas reminded me of the gangs from Batman and Robin so much. On these little motorbikes and bikes were riding around fucking town. The actress who played Nancy, I had her in my notes. She is pressure. That's fine shit, as Cardi would say. But yeah, overall, man, this movie is honestly not a good film to me. Like, even campiness aside, I'll say this: I was impressed by the practicality of the effects. Like, they were able to pull out some really crazy stuff for that time period. Like even to this day, somebody that knows about kind of the background of film, like how did they pull it off? Like there was buildings collapsing, there was a fucking cars driving through buildings, there was car crashes, there was a huge boat driving at the finale driving through the traffic. I'm like, how did they do this in the 90s? Like that's fucking insane.
Jackie Chan, man,
but any CG, right? Of course. And I'm like, that was impressive about the film. But overall, guys, I thought this was actually a bad movie. But it's one of those bad movies where I'm not mad I watched it though. Like I'm okay. I'm glad I watched to see kind of where Jackie Chan's beginnings. I gave it a D, honestly. But I've always heard about Rumble in the Bronx as well. Not as much as I heard about Jason Bourne, but I'm glad I finally watched it. My mom actually told her about it. She loves this movie as well because she grew up around this time when it came out. And so she was like, how could you not like it? I'm like, it's just what it is. But Jackie Chan, you can still tell even within this movie, he's a movie star, honestly. He held it together so well. So,
yep. Yeah, man, I absolutely love this movie, bro. This movie just means so much to me. To even to this day, like that scene where he's in that alley getting pelted by all those bottles. That's such a good scene to me, bro.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like little Jackie Chan getting his ass beat, just getting pelted by all these glass bottles. And again, like all the practicality in that movie is just something that at that time Americans weren't really used to, which is why Jackie Chan popped off so hard.
It holds up. It holds up today.
Shit. Yeah, it holds up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. This is another one, man, where goddamn, I wish well, I mean, I guess I don't wish I would have watched it sooner, but yeah, I mean, this is a long fucking movie, boy. This is a long movie.
How long is it again? It's like
this
3 hours?
2 hours and 59 minutes.
Okay.
Of actual runtime is 2 hours and 48 minutes. And believe me, I checked multiple times. I was like, bro, how long? Like, we're still in this. There's like so many acts in there, so many things happening, so much lore, so many character names, so many kings and fathers and realms. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, so yeah, I mean, look, I never watched Lord of the Rings after a certain point purposely because I knew that I would end up loving it. Like I knew that it would just be another thing that I would obsess over. I just don't really have time to do that. And yeah, I'm kind of glad that I watched it and that I didn't like fall in love with it, which is great. I actually have some real problems with this movie. But
please
look, but no, like I'm going to give it grace because it came out in 2001. Sometimes the CG just doesn't hold up, especially when the hobbits are trying to stand next to people and like they're trying to show like the difference in a hobbit and like a regular person. Yeah, like it just looks bad now. You know, this movie kind of burst my bubble a little bit because I guess I thought I knew some things about Lord of the Rings through pop culture references or whatever the case may be, and yeah, I really didn't know shit because I have no idea what this ring is and what it can and cannot do and why it attracts certain people and why it does not. I thought for my entire life that Gandalf was just this badass wizard and he got popped. Like this nigga got dropped in every scene that he was in. He was not badass at all.
Oh man.
And
Ian McKellen, Magneto.
Yeah, I have a point about that. And the lore, yeah, the lore. Yeah, it was like, first of all, there's a 20-minute intro of just lore, and I'm not exaggerating. There's literally a 20-minute intro of just lore
of Sauron and how you got the ring.
Yeah, and like at that point, I just got annoyed. I'm just like, okay, this is clearly one of those films that I'm going to have to watch more than once in order to actually understand, because I don't get how they expect to just throw all this at you in a 3-hour runtime as the movie keeps going and keeps shifting, and we gotta travel 40 days to get here. We gotta travel 27 days to get here. It's just like, God damn, what? Like, yeah. Anyway, the good things about the film are all the actors. Wow, it felt like every time they debuted somebody new, I was like, wow, that's Hugo Weaving. Wow, that's a young ass Orlando Bloom. Wow, that's Ian McKellen. Wow, that's Ian Holmes or Ian whatever his name is, the nigga from The Fifth Element. I'm like, wow, that's I don't know, that's fucking Ned Stark, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like wow, like yeah, like you know, it was cool in that aspect. But yeah, ultimately, like this was a tough watch, bro. This is just really a long, lore-filled film. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that like you've got to be dedicated to watch this shit. And you know, like I think Avi enjoyed it more than me.
You watched it too? Okay, cool.
Yeah, she really wanted to watch it together, so she enjoyed it a little more than I did.
Did she watch I Am Legend too?
She had already seen it.
Oh, she already seen it. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I think we're going to continue at least with like the original trilogy. We're going to, you know, power through, and I think Twin Towers is next or some shit like that.
2 Towers.
Whatever. Two Towers. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not a Lord of the Rings aficionado, guys. I'm sorry. But look, yeah, like I'm not gonna act like I'm not interested in all of this, but my point stands is that this is a fucking commitment. This is a commitment. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this, even though it was like it was low key a chore to finish it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I give the first one a B, but like I really don't feel like I should even grade this because I don't have context. Because oh yeah, this is my last point. This shit just ended. Like it was just like, yeah, like this is just one long great story, and you know, maybe
I believe that they filmed all three back to back to back. I believe
that makes sense because it was 2000, 2001, 2002, or 2001, 2, and 3. They came back, so that makes sense. But my kind of problem with that is, I guess I was looking for some finality, and then we were going to start another journey, but that's just not how it is. Like no, like this is one series of events. So cool, whatever, you know, I'll get to it when I get to it, I guess. Yeah, I'm just hoping that, you know, there can be some more things explained about where certain people can and cannot do. But yeah, whatever. Ultimately, okay. I enjoy this for what it was. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, I give it a B. But I really don't think I should grade it without the full context because literally the story's not over. So yeah.
No,
anyway,
I mean, I feel like you can still grade it because when it came out in 2001, we saw it for the first time. We were able to grade it, even though we didn't have the full context. So I feel like that's still a fair grade, to be honest. And now I just have to ask you, just as a Lord of the Rings fan, because I'm kind of living through you, because I get me able to watch it all over again. So the iconic scene in the film, one of the most iconic scenes in the entire franchise, is when Gandalf stops that Balrog.
You shall not.
Did you feel that when you saw it, or not really? Because you already saw it coming.
And I'm glad you brought that up. There's been so many things that are memed about this, like, and that's like made fun of at this point, to where like it's no longer. Well, to me, because I never saw it originally, like it's not iconic. Like it's almost a joke, which is it's not fucking fair. Like, like the whole Ned Stark, like, you can't simply Mordor or whatever the fuck you say. Like that's one of the oldest memes that I know, and like I didn't even realize that was from here. Like the whole My Precious thing, like people like it's just a joke now. Like I literally laughed out loud when I heard it. And the same thing for Gandalf. I was like, okay, I can see that this is where we're building to. They're running ahead. He keeps looking back at them, looking at the Balrog. He's like, you know what? It's time. And he did it. And I felt literally nothing. Okay. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks.
So the score in this film I think is iconic as well. Did you feel the impact of just the different scores? I think they're so magnificent in this.
Nigga, I can't focus on that. I'm trying to learn names, places, ages. Nigga, that's what I'm saying. Like I have to watch this more than once to like actually enjoy it. Like, bro, I can't recite to you a single note that I heard in this entire movie.
Oh man, the score is iconic.
I couldn't tell you who was what. Like I couldn't.
So did you feel those feel? Okay, so like now I'm not interested now. So like there's a scene when they're like in the tunnels, whatever. When right before the Balrog, and you can just hear the troll coming, and you can just hear that. Like did you get kind of like you feel like that or not really?
No.
Like remember the orcs are remember his story turns blue or whatever. And they know the orcs are coming. Did you feel that intensity as it was building up to that scene?
Maybe a little bit, but
I can't remember what the name of that place they were in was called.
The mines, the Aurelia mines, the Mega mine, something,
something like that. Okay,
which is also not fucking fair because I'm expected to remember every single thing that I saw from this movie. It's just like, bro, like
I've seen it countless times, so that's why I'm able to have all these callbacks. So Legolas is regarded
as Milrod. Sorry, Legolas. Yeah, go ahead.
He's regarded as one of the coolest characters in fantasy, which you'll see how cool he is more as the movies go on.
That's a spoiler, bitch. See, this is why I want to talk to you. See, because you're that's a spoiler, bitch. Thank you.
Not a spoiler. That's not a spoiler.
That's literally a spoiler. So now, if he doesn't do the coolest shit ever, I'm on your ass. So thank you. Yeah. Because that's
I was going to ask you, was he cool in part one?
No, he wasn't fucking cool at all. So yeah,
Legolas wasn't cool.
Bow and arrow. Look at me. I'm an elf. I'm immortal. Like no, the nigga.
Don't you talk about me like that, bitch? Don't you fucking do that, bitch? Don't play with my fucking fantasy.
That nigga had no sauce, no aura, no nothing. He was not cool. No.
Okay, how about Aragorn?
Who the fuck is that? Oh, the star guy. Yeah, the main nigga, the son of Isildur.
Yeah.
He was fine. Yeah,
Isildur, yes.
Yeah. He fine. And I already know he about that shit.
You ain't seen that, boy. You ain't seen that.
Don't tell me that.
I remember the orcs used to scare the fuck out of me as a kid. Were the orcs scary as an adult or not really?
Scary. I don't know about scary, but they were ugly. They were ugly as hell. So,
did you care when Boromir died at the end?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that's where it was going. Like they were telegraphing it like a mug. So, but when it happened, like I felt something. Yeah. And the funniest thing was like Avi was like, okay, at least he got a proper death this time because the Game of Thrones he just got his head cut off. I was like, damn.
Yeah. It's funny because Sean Bean, that's the actor's name, is known for dying and everything that he's in, and that kind of started with this movie.
Wow.
So do you understand why Frodo is the only one that can travel with the ring? Do you understand why he's special?
I mean, I don't know if I fully understand it yet, but I mean, like from what they told us in this movie, it's just that like because it doesn't corrupt him, it's like it corrupts men or anyone else. So I thought one of the funniest pieces of dialogue in the film was in the beginning where he was talking to Gandalf in the little house or whatever. And he was trying to give Gandalf the ring, and Gandalf was like, "Hold on, nigga, you don't want to give me that, nigga. Hey, because I'm gonna be a problem."
Right.
I bust out laughing. I was like, "Oh, okay, he's him." And then he got packed up like the entirety of the film. So
don't do that to Gandalf. Really.
He literally did.
The Balrog is a fucking crazy ass demon. Like you nigga, like only he could have destroyed that.
I wasn't even talking about the Balrog. Like the other old wizard nigga that he was fighting. Like he got his ass beat.
That's Count Dooku, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. And when
I mean, but nigga, he's a problem too, though.
Okay,
Saruman.
Hey, Dumbledore ain't never lost, nigga. Dumbledore ain't never been on his motherfucking feet, bitch.
if he fought fucking Gandalf, I think it'd be a good fight. But anyway, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So you just confirmed Gandalf's alive? All right, cool. Yeah, Monty, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Make sure you like the video.
Did I confirm that?
Comment down below. Subscribe to the Current Era Pod. You stinking bitch. This is why I didn't want to talk to you about fucking Lord of the Rings, bitch. You're annoying. You
stinking bitch.
Sherry feeling frisky, I guess. All right.
Yeah, do all that.
Yeah, you're done.
Damn.